the closing doors, please.
Could you guys tell us where you're from and your names?
Mark Strobert from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Martez Strobert, same stuff, right here, Bed-Stuy, same thing.
Tell us some things that you can see around Brooklyn and about New York City.
You can see many things. The Barclays Center, Coney Island.
Especially with the Barclays Center, it's attracted a lot of tourism here. You know, you got the promenade downtown by Court Street. You got Dumbo Park, Brooklyn Bridge, right there. There's a park area. They got the carousel and everything around here. You know, this place is really picked up. I mean, shoot, we got a Home Depot 2 blocks from my house now, and that wasn't even there before. Like, this place, there's a lot of new sights to see in Brooklyn.
So compared it to, like, from what you remember growing up and now?
Well, from when I was growing up, all you see is just old warehouses or empty lots. You know,
buildings.
You know,
like
empty
half
lots.
this block wasn't even finished.
Grassy lots with like broken down cars and shit like that.
See nothing but like truck.
And then, you know, you got your regular bodegas and stuff like that, but a lot of renovations are going on. Even the corner stores have changed. You know, they're getting nicer, they're getting spiffier. You know, they're even selling better food and shit. But you know, just a lot of just empty lots, a lot of vacant buildings and shit. And now it's like a condo in almost every block.
Do you like the gentrification? Like, how does it make you feel?
I mean, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
doesn't bother me.
Sure.
You see more diverse people coming in. It's mostly blacks back then, years ago. Now it's just Spanish, white, black, Chinese,
Yeah, and I'm definitely cool with it. Definitely cool with it. You know, you go on the G train, you used to see, you know, majority, like 80% of the train is like black people, maybe Hispanic or something. But now we're the minority on the G train. You know, it's like 80% white people or Asian, and you only see like maybe 2 or 3 blacks on a given at a certain time during the day. So you know, it's definitely changed. But I'm cool with it. I mean, the place is quieter, nicer people around. You know.
Can you tell us about the music that surrounds Brooklyn and some of the rappers that are from here?
Of course, Biggie Smalls lived in Bed-Stuy, Jay-Z. There's a lot of Spanish music out here. I'm not too familiar with the artists. Yeah, you hear many types of R&B. Who else is out here? Mano's not too far from here.
Mano on K-Tab. He's pretty much said most of them, at least as far as I know, those are most of the rappers in Brooklyn. Any up and coming artists that are coming out of Brooklyn right now.
Oh, Joey Badass lives in Brooklyn.
Exactly. Pro era. Joey Badass used to live around, he still does, I think.
What would you say you dislike about New York?
Sometimes it's too busy. Everyone's rushing, everyone has to go somewhere. Like, compared, if you go down south, it's more like slower, chill pace. People are more nicer. Over here, people are just like, they don't give you the attention that you would deserve. Or if you're trying to like promote yourself, advertise, it's very hard to do. Because everyone wants to, there's so much competition. Everyone wants to do better than you. They don't give you the same type of shine. So.
For me, really, not so much the people, more about how the prices have changed. You know, MTA is about to go up to like $3 pretty soon and stuff like that. And you know, job wages aren't exactly as high as they should be. So it's, as far as living expenses, you know, getting an apartment here is probably going to cost you $1,200 to $1,300 to $1,400.
If you go down south, you could get that. You could probably get like a nice apartment, big ass apartment with an actual backyard or features like a gym and stuff for that same price. Up here, it's expensive.
But look at what you get. You know, Brooklyn is still live. Brooklyn is still, you know, popping. You know, a lot of gentrification going on, like we said before. So you know, a lot of new arenas, Barclays Center. You got Atlantic Mall right across the street from that, right in Brooklyn. And you don't even have to drive a car around here if you don't have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of trains.
You know, if you don't need to. You know, take the train anywhere you want to go, from Manhattan to the Bronx to Brooklyn, wherever. You know, you can see it all. You don't even have to pay for a car. But like I said, the only thing I probably would say, you know, it comes at a price. You know, prices are higher. You know, just gotta keep hustling and keep making more money.
Have you guys been to the 5 different boroughs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, y'all could like explain kind of the perception of each one and maybe the environment and the people, like how you feel, I guess, about each one.
Oh,
Y'all could take turns.
But hills, I'll tell you that much. You have to walk. Manhattan, it's more luxury. That's where all the money is, basically Wall Street and stuff. Brooklyn, it's more of the family. It's chill. It's like there's a lot of stuff, events going on, festivals, concerts, parks, barbecues. Staten Island, I'm not too sure about. I've been there like once or twice. It seems cool.
Say the first one over again. I was talking when you were saying it.
Oh, the Bronx. It's like they have mad hills. That's as much as I can tell you about that. It's far. Yeah.
And Queens.
Queens is dope. You have to
Very
you have
spacious
to drive
out there.
though.
Very spacious.
When you have to learn how to drive because there's no train really.
First you can get is maybe Jamaica, Queens, the
After
J
that,
train, and
that's
after
it.
that is buses. I mean, Queens is still cool, you know, but you know, I don't have a car, so it's hard to get around in Queens and stuff. So, but it's like I said, every borough is different. You know, Bronx, like you said, Hilly is way uptown, stuff like that. You know, sometimes we travel between different boroughs. If you want a time schedule, you know, it could be a little bit of a hassle. But, you know, I'm not too familiar with Staten Island either. I've been there before, but that's really just off the ferry in like a couple of blocks.
So most I know is over there. That's big. So as much as I know.
Long Island is cool. I mean, it's real nice out there. The people are cool out there. It's a lot more. Definitely gentrification out there. I mean, Long Island was always like that. But, Queens, Bronx, which one am I missing?
Brooklyn.
Oh, we already spoke about Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Brooklyn. You know, Brooklyn is Brooklyn. You got
Queens.
the projects on one block, and then you got nice brownstones on the next. So
You don't know what to expect.
You know, Brooklyn is really mixed, but it's nice because you still got Canarsie, which is mostly houses. You got Crown Heights, there's Mega Evans College around there. You know, the school, people attend the school, everything like that. And
Manhattan.
Manhattan, definitely. I mean,
That's where
tourist
you
attraction.
Yeah.
Where you gotta go 42nd Street, 32nd.
Herald Square, right?
Do you think Bed-Stuy is important? Like, to how
Like,
important?
every borough is important.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they all have their special thing.
Everyone has their
I
something
have
they're proud of, basically. Each borough has something that's
every
different
borough
they're
is
proud of.
special. None is better than the other. Everyone is different, but they're all equal. You know, there's no, you know, Brooklyn's better than Queens or whatever. You know, it's all different. Different people, different environment, but it's all one love. So that's all it's about.
Can you tell us about what you guys do for a living? And like, you know.
Well, right now I'm a part-time bass player, electric bass guitarist. You know, I play with my family. Got my brother who plays keys. Got my father who plays saxophone, flute. You know, we always play music. And you know, I got my associate's degree. You know, went to school. I'm out of school right now. I'm basically working at a Japanese restaurant making desserts, which is cool. I like it. You know, I get to do a different thing. I never really worked in the kitchen before. You know, it's a nice experience. But right now, I'm really trying to progress and do better. You know, I'm going back to school, preferably something in business, something like that. But definitely, I'm trying to just take off as a musician. Also, I'm trying to perfect my craft. You know, studying, playing music, basically just doing me. So.
Currently, I'm a student in City College doing sound engineering. I mostly do producing, and I'm also a piano player. Play with my brother here. I also play with other various musicians, record artists. I do everything. Try to game, trying to make it. But yeah, basically started making beats early, maybe 2 years ago. So far, it's been showing some success. So I can't complain too much.
Talk a little bit about how it is to be a musician in New York.
It's cool. The amount of people I met down here in high school and elementary school, there was musicians. It's like everywhere I went, there was always someone to jam with, someone to network with, someone to just do what we like doing, just playing music, jamming it out, just practicing. You know, it's pretty dope.
There's a lot of musicians here. Yeah, definitely.
Everybody
on the train.
Everybody plays something.
Within a day, you'll probably see 4 or 5 people with guitars on their backs, playing, carrying cymbals. A lot of culture here. A lot of artistic people that come here in Brooklyn. You know, You know, you go on a G train, there's somebody always playing guitar there.
So, what would you say is your perception of females in New York? Like a New York girl.
Oh shit.
That one always get everybody off guard.
You gotta call me off guard.
Women in Brooklyn, the boys, they can get ratchet. They definitely get ratchet out here.
Careful what you say.
Nah. They
Careful what you
say.
say.
Nah, but there's some nice ones. Don't get me wrong, there's nice ones, but out here, you gotta pick them right. Cause a lot of them, they'll eat your alive out here. Girls are dangerous.
You got a lot of bad girls in Brooklyn. You got a lot of bad girls in New York in general.
Bad girls everywhere. Well, Brooklyn,
there's always
definitely
somebody out for somebody here. You know?
They will show you their ass if you don't keep it.
Yeah.
But you gotta find the right one.
Nah, girls are definitely nice looking here in New York. You know, especially now it's summertime. You see the nice sundresses and everything. You see a lot of girls. Look, I'm just being honest. I have a girlfriend and I'm still talking shit anyway.
Yeah, but it's
Like, honestly, I'm not doing nothing wrong. They show it. You know, nice looking girls. A lot of intelligent girls. You see a lot of girls going to college. I was in college, you know, a lot of females in college. A lot of girls doing their thing. You know, New York, you get a very special variety of females here.
you get it right.
Definitely a variety. I mean, yeah, you got your ratchets. You got your girls that grew up in the hood.
You got
Nothing
the
wrong with that.
independent
You from the hood. You from the hood. You know, you do your business. But you know, you also got your studious chicks. You got your real intelligent bookworms. You got girls that play video games and shit and everything like that. You know? So go to Chinatown, go anywhere. The girls here are definitely.
He's not big.
Definitely special.
Yeah, like Brooklyn music, like how is it compared to like when Biggie and Jay were in their prime and all these other kind of rap artists?
Well,
That
music
music
changes.
That music is still That music is still relevant today.
Yeah, people listen to Biggie all the time. Jay-Z, his older hits, they still jam out too. It's just music progresses. It just right now it's not from just 8-bar loops. Now everyone wants some intricate stuff. They want 808s, they want hi-hats, they want crazy snares. Back then it was just a boom bap. And as long as you spit some rhymes to it, you spit some truth, people's gonna fuck with you. Now it's just everyone wants to be the same. Everyone has always the same characteristic, but they always had their own twist to it. So it's pretty dope. Yeah, music in Brooklyn, wherever it is, wherever Harlem too. Everyone has their own twist to it. You just gotta find your own niche.
So y'all could both go about. Y'all could either say what's some of the crazy things you've seen recently in New York, or what's the craziest thing you've seen in New York or Brooklyn. Either one.
I could say I got a story. I'm on the 2 train by Atlantic Mall, and you see a lot of crazy shit on the train. You know, people. Some people are down on their luck, so they'll be sleeping in the car, but unfortunately, you can smell they're down on their luck. Not to sound fucked up. So I'm just saying what you see in New York. You'll be a crowded train, like 3 or 4 cars will be crowded, full of people, and then you see that one car that's just empty with just one guy sleeping on the bench, and you know that once you get on that car, that smell is powerful. But anyway, you see all type. My point is, you see a whole bunch of crazy shit in New York. So I saw some lady. I think she had to been in a mental institution at some point in her life. But she's walking around with a lot of girls wear makeup. So this chick had like the prostitute makeup and shit. Like she looked like a clown, and she's walking with her titties out, and she's talking crazy and shit. And she's bothering this one guy on the train. Oh, you cute. Oh my god. And, she's like, he would say some shit, and she'd fucking bug out, and oh my god, and she took off her pants, and you see her ass and her privates and stuff like that. She got on the same train as we all got on, and she was doing the same shit on the train. So that's the craziest thing I can remember seeing in New York, recently.
I think the craziest thing I've seen, experience actually, is because I was going to school on the 2 train as well, and I'm going to maybe 125th Street or something. I'm going to school, and the train stops. Like when it was my stop, the train just cut off right halfway through, just to find out that someone actually just jumped in front of the train. And there was cops everywhere. There was people coming around, crowded around. it was crazy. Like the whole train system got shut down. You had to wait. I had to take another train to get out. I was late for class. Shit got real.
So, just an extension of this question. So, what's the craziest things you've seen in Brooklyn per se? Maybe just one thing,
Well, that wasn't Brooklyn.
Someone
or just on the street, maybe.
craziest thing in Brooklyn, probably in Flatbush. I seen 2 gang members get shot basically in front of McDonald's when I was on my way home from school. But that's yeah, there's crime everywhere. That's probably the craziest.
Craziest thing I've probably seen here in Brooklyn. Unfortunately, I can't really recall because that, like I said, that 2 train incident is probably the craziest thing I've seen recently. I can't remember anything else before that, so he got that. So that's it for me. But hey, all types of shit happen here in Brooklyn. It won't be long before I see something else. So
Definitely.
just gotta take it day by day.